comes to bike touring, what's worth spending money on and what isn't? Hey friends, Sheila here, and today, let's play a little game. I firmly believe that traveling by bike is one of the most affordable ways to explore the world, but it's not without its costs. So I've broken down into categories the things we spend money on before and during a trip. And I thought today we could chat about what is worth investing in and spending that money on, and what we found really isn't. I am certainly not here to tell anyone what to spend their money on, but if you are new to bike touring, maybe this conversation will just give you some thoughts and insights. And for anyone who has some experience bike touring, I would love to hear your comments and experiences in the comments below. So welcome to Splurge versus Save Bike Touring Edition. All right, let's get into it. Tent. Ooh, that's a good one to start with. I would say I'm of the mind, splurge enough where it counts. In the sense that waking up in the middle of the night because your tent is leaking is a terrible feeling. I've been there. I've definitely found it worth investing in a tent that is high quality enough that I feel confident that it's not going to leak or have any kind of major issues. But tents can really get up and up and up in price as they get, more lightweight and more high performance. And I think there's value in that as we make bike touring like a bigger and bigger part of our lives. And it's nice to, carry less weight, but I think I could get by just fine with a heavier tent as long as it's waterproof and comfortable and keeps the bugs out, keeps the rain out, keeps me cozy inside. So somewhere in the middle ground between splurge and save. I do have a more lightweight tent that I really like now, but I got by just fine without it for quite a while. Okay, next. Ooh, sleeping system. That goes nicely with tents. So sleeping system, things like your mat, your pillow, your sleeping bag. I think when I first got started, I, got a really affordable sleeping mat, a more mid-range sleeping bag because I wanted it to be a little more compact and lightweight. And that's what I still use to this day. But I've only just started finding now that the sleeping mat just doesn't feel like enough. It feels a little too thin and not quite like it's keeping enough of the cold away when I'm in colder conditions. So I think I'm gonna have to, after 5+ years, upgrade my sleeping mat. I would say it's very hard to have an enjoyable bike tour if you're tired. So it's important to invest enough in the sleep system that it's comfortable and I can get a good night's sleep, but it doesn't have to be, the fanciest equipment as long as it's comfortable. That's where I would land with sleep system. So I'm kind of like landing in the middle. Maybe that's gonna be the takeaway from this. We'll find out. Okay, bags. Bags, I'm a splurge. I will spend money on bags because I don't like to be worried about whether rain is gonna get into my bags, especially because I make videos, I'm traveling with electronics, you got your sleep system that you don't want to get wet. So I like that if it rains, my only concern is how do I navigate this rain? I don't have to worry about if my stuff's gonna get wet. So I will always invest in bags that I feel confident are gonna be waterproof and also that have kind of the mounting gear to make it easy because you're taking those bags on and off your bike multiple times a day. So having something that's easy to get on and off, that's designed well and that's waterproof, I think it's worth it. So bags is one I would invest in. Next, rain gear. That's another splurge for me. Yeah, I'm a crab if I'm wet on the bike. And I find that if I invest in good rain gear that keeps me like a little cocoon, I can just keep biking all day. I have a Showers Pass raincoat that I really, really love and swear by. I have these old rain pants that have lasted me forever, and I have waterproof socks and like shoe covers. Yeah, I just go all out on rain gear. That is something that I think is worth investing in as much as one can, because if you're going to be in rainy conditions, but I mean, there's always rain, isn't there? Isn't there? So yeah, I invest in the rain gear. Oh, this is a big one. The bike. The bike. Oh my God, how much time do I have? Okay, so I'll try to make this brief. I think save to get started. I think sometimes we overthink what bike is the right bike. And I think when we're getting started, we don't know what the right bike is gonna be. We don't know what style of biking we're gonna like doing. We just don't know. And so I think if we try to splurge on a bike from the outset, we can end up just investing in something that isn't gonna even be right for us over the long term. I always think, get a bike that's safe, that's comfortable to ride, but isn't gonna like blow the budget. I actually started out on a borrowed bike that had its challenges, but it got me started. It helped me figure out what I wanted in a bike, so then I could kind of invest wisely in a bike. The one area of the bike that I would say like to always splurge on is comfort points, like the saddle, the pedals, things that are going to affect that day to day and how long you can kind of stay on the bike. So mostly I would say with the bike, just be smart with the splurges. I feel like the bike industry is always coming out with like the next big, great thing, and it's always gonna cost more, and there's always more money that can be spent on a bike, but you can do a lot with a simple, safe, comfortable bike. So mostly save, splurge wisely would be my thinking with the bike. Helmet. Splurge on a helmet, splurge on a safe helmet, I feel like. I think there's like a lot of research and development now that goes into like performance helmets, like ones that are gonna be more light, aero, all of that. For me personally, that's not really a concern. I'm slow, so I don't need my helmet to help me go faster. But I do invest in helmets with MIPS technology. But I think what could be more important than keeping your head safe? So I think helmets are worth investing in. Just investing in investing in the safety, it matters, but investing in the fanciness doesn't. Navigation. So like your navigation system, I now have a Wahoo that I use sometimes, but I honestly think navigation for me is a save. It's phones can do so much. I, for many trips, have just used Komoot on my phone. It does kill the battery life fast, so I need to have my portable charger there, usually to recharge like once during the day. So that is a downside, but there are a few apps that have kind of affordable options. So I think it's a save. I have the Wahoo now and I like it for battery life. I think sometimes adding more tech for me can just be kind of frustrating. So it has its benefits, but I don't think it's necessary, and I honestly don't even know if I'm gonna bring it on my next trip. I might just do my phone and app maps. So yeah, navigation is a save for me. Accommodation, things like campgrounds or hotels. Accommodation is another save for me because, for one, I don't think staying in like a fancy accommodation improves my experience. Like, I'm not gonna get a more in-depth, understanding of a new place by staying in a fancy hotel. In fact, I'm gonna probably have a much more enriching experience if I stay in a guest house or a hostel or a campground and get to chat with people and meet new people. So accommodation is like a big save. My only caveat is I will always splurge on accommodation when it comes to safety. For instance, one time I did have the option of free accommodation and I was just not getting good vibes. And so I booked it to a hostel, and best money ever spent to feel safe. So I'll always splurge if it comes to safety, but other than that, I'll save on accommodation anytime. Food. Food is another save for me. I really like cooking my own food. I like that you can also experience a place from the grocery store. You know, you can find what people buy there and make it, you know, whatever vegetables or fruits are in season, or whatever spices or sauces they like to use. So I think you can still have a really fun cultural experience with your food when you're cooking it yourself. And then usually if I'm in a new place, yes, I'll grab a couple meals out in a restaurant. Especially some places, restaurants can be almost cheaper than cooking myself. Like for instance, in Turkey, we found there was a lot of incredible restaurants, family-owned restaurants that were very on par with what we would buy and cook ourselves. I want to always experience the place I am, but I don't think I need to spend a ton of money on food to do that. I think there's a way to save money and still have a lot of great food. Okay, how many do I have left? Oh, my last one. Last one. Clothing. Clothing is a big save for me, I think, especially starting out. I bought almost no clothes to go on my first trip. I just took what I had because yes, you can always go more lightweight and more breathable. There's always like more high performance clothing, and there's so much, you know, athletic wear that you know, you might already have or is very plentiful at secondhand stores. So it's easy to get kind of decent performance clothing. Yeah, and honestly, like I prefer to wear things on the bike that I can also wear off the bike. So I kind of just bring my normal clothes, my normal things that I would bike or run or walk in here. So I think clothing's like I think it's a great way to save. And then with time, you know, oh my God, my leg's falling asleep. It's like so numb. With time, you know, if for instance I need a new pair of shorts, I'll get a new pair of shorts that will work well on or off the bike, because I mostly just care about bike touring, so I just buy things that I can use on a bike tour. That's really the only test that clothes need if I'm getting anything. But yeah, clothing I think is a great opportunity to save. Did I do everything? Empty! Yeah, so that was everything. I'm so curious what you think. Agree, disagree? Thanks for coming along for this fun little video. If you are looking for more kind of on-the-road adventure videos, they will be coming soon to my channel. I did just book a flight to my next bike tour, and I will announce that soon. I honestly just wanted to have a chat with you today. I just missed you and wanted to have a chat. So definitely let me know all of your thoughts and experiences and insights in the comments below. I can't wait to hear from you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.